5. Provided nevertheless, and it is hereby enacted, that the officers and soldiers so quartered and billeted as aforesaid, except such as shall be quartered in the barracks, and hired uninhabited houses, or other buildings as aforesaid, shall be received and furnished with diet, and small beer, cider, or rum mixed with water, by the owners of the inns, livery stables, alehouses, victualling houses, and other houses in which they are allowed to be quartered and billeted by this act, paying and allowing for the same the several rates herein after mentioned to be payable out of the subsistence money, for diet and small beer, cider, or rum mixed with water. 6. Provided always, that in case any innholder, or other person, on whom any non-commissioned officers or private men shall be quartered by virtue of this act, in any of His Majesty's dominions in America, except on a march, or employed in recruiting, and likewise except the recruits by them raised, for the space of 7 days at most, for such non-commissioned officers and soldiers who are recruiting, and recruits by them raised, shall be desirous to furnish such non-commissioned officers or soldiers with candles, vinegar, and salt, and with small beer or cider, not exceeding 5 pints, or half a pint of rum mixed with a quart of water, for each man per diem, gratis, and allow to such non-commissioned officers or soldiers the use of fire, and the necessary utensils for dressing and eating their meat, and shall give notice of such his desire to the commanding officer, and shall furnish and allow the same accordingly. Then, and in such case, the non-commissioned officers and soldiers so quartered shall provide their own victuals, and the officer to whom it belongs to receive, or that actually does receive, the pay and subsistence money, for diet and small beer, to the non-commissioned officers and soldiers aforesaid, and not to the innholder or other person on whom such non-commissioned officers and soldiers are quartered, anything herein contained to the contrary notwithstanding. 7. And whereas there are several barracks in several places in His Majesty's said dominions in America, or some of them provided by the colonies, for the lodging and covering of soldiers in lieu of quarters, for the ease and convenience as well of the inhabitants of and in such colonies, as of the soldiers, it is hereby further enacted, that all such officer and soldiers, so put and placed in such barracks, or hired uninhabited houses, outhouses, barns, or other buildings, shall, from time to time be furnished and supplied there by the persons to be authorized or appointed for that purpose by the governor and council of each respective province, or upon neglect or refusal of such governor and council in any province, then by 2 or more justices of the peace residing in or near such place, with fire, candles, vinegar, and salt, bedding, utensils for dressing their victuals, and small beer or cider, not exceeding 5 pints, or half a pint of rum mixed with a quart of water, to each man, without paying anything for the same.